All right, back here with Captain Marty. We got some more of his great stories. And of course, Marty, let me tell you something. Well, some of my favorite ones that you tell are the ones when you're on the Flamingo with Captain Jake down at Ponce Inlet when you were younger.
Captain Jake Stone.
Yeah. You got any more of those up your sleeve? Any more good stories?
Oh, I do have one that you can, especially considering that nowadays we have satellite phone, cell phone, all kinds of phones. But I'm going to tell you a story about the payphone at sea when we come back.
Looking for adventure? Head to Pirates Cove Marina in Manio, where exciting charter fishing meets waterfront vibes. Whether you're a seasoned angler or a first-timer, enjoy offshore, nearshore, and inlet trips with expert crews and quality boats. Need fuel? Pirates Cove offers diesel and non-ethanol gas. Need rods, reels, bait, tackle, and marine supplies? Pirates Cove has that too. Visit their ship store for premium sunglasses, exclusive Pirates Cove gear, and unique gifts. After your trip, relax with snacks, cold drinks, and stunning marina views. Book your charter today at fishpiratescove.com or stop by for a day of adventure, shopping, and relaxation. Catch the big one and make unforgettable memories at Pirates Cove Marina in Manio. When it comes to general maintenance or major modifications on your diesel vehicle, look no further than Wanchi's Off-Road Diesel Performance in Kill Devil Hills. Master mechanic Ryan Walker developed the plan for having his own auto shop over 20 years ago, and today he owns the premium diesel performance powerhouse of the Outer Banks. To have him and his crew take a look under your hood, give him a call today at 252-715-0025 or find him on social media. Wanchi's Off-Road Diesel Performance, the diesel performance powerhouse of the Outer Banks.
All right, Captain, you got to help me out here real quick. A payphone at sea. How does, I mean, and especially back in this was back in the 70s?
73.
Okay, so how do you, a payphone at sea in the 70s? I don't know. It sounds kind of strange to me.
Well, the thing about it is Captain Jake Stone was the captain of the Flamingo, a headboat, a small headboat, actually. And right there at Ponce Inlet. Ponce Inlet's at the south end of Daytona Beach. And right there where the old beach racetrack was, right there at Ponce Inlet, the old Daytona Speedway when they raced on the beach. But Jake was retired Navy commander, and he had this was his retirement gig, was his headboat. The Flamingo was pink. And anyway, I was a kid, a wharf rat that caught live bait for him around the dock and everything. And then weekends all through 7th, 8th, 9th grade, I'd go fishing with him. And finally, I got to be the third mate and then the second mate on this boat while I was in high school. But when the boat was not busy, when we didn't have a headboat, as you know, Justin, you get paid by the head. The people that come on the boat are paid by the head. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we'd get 3 or 4 days where we didn't have any people at all, and we would go commercial fishing. So what we would do is we put on a big fish box, great big freestanding kill box.
Okay, right.
Fill it full of ice, put on 6 one-armed bandits, which are the big electric reels that you mount on post all the way around the boat. So there would be Captain Jake, mate George Francis, myself as the second mate, and then the other 3 one-armed bandits went to good clients that we had, and anyone that could fish, we'd bring.
Okay.
And we go out there, and whatever we caught on a 2 or 3 day trip, we sold, and you got half of what you caught in poundage. So that was a good way to make some extra money. But imagine now being 13 years old, and my mom and everyone in that little fleet trusted him so much. So I'm like, Mom, I'm going to sea for 3 or 4 days. And she goes, are you sure? And of course, she had 5 kids. I think she was happy to get rid of one of them, like to thin the herd a little bit. Uh-huh. She's like, yeah, good. Take your time. Come back 2 weeks. Anyway. But when we went out there, you had to have a place to sleep. And this boat had a wheelhouse. Built on the back of the wheelhouse was a head or toilet and a little galley. And then it had a sun canopy that went all the way to the back of the boat, like the Florida-style headboats.
Right.
So there was a single engine box with padding, so 2 people could sleep on the engine box. And then we would hang 4 bunks from that canopy, and that's how we converted it from headboat to a way of actually having somewhere to sleep at night. Well, we went out there, and Jake told me, you sleep on the engine box with so-and-so, and he got one of the bunks, and we went out there, and it was like camp. It was all the things you would love, Justin. It was camping. It was fishing in the heyday now of the snapper and grouper fishery. Catching 30-pound red snapper and 100-pound groupers was just what you did before any regulations.
Right.
So we fished that first day, and I was a little bit nervous. I'd never spent the night out in the ocean before. And Jake told me, you're going to be sleeping on the engine box, which was good because it was still warm, you know? So, anyway, and there was a single seat commode, not a his and hers commode. It was right there at the head of the engine box, just barely big enough for a person to get in and sit down and shut the door. So anyway, we cooked in the little galley. We had some grouper for dinner, and it was calm and all that. And, I've always been a person that walks in my sleep, talks in my sleep. And I was laying there first night in the ocean, a little bit nervous, but old Captain Jake, who was called the Dean of Skippers, he's sleeping in the bunk right above me, So in the middle of the night, I was having a dream, and I wanted to talk to my mom. In my dream, I got really anxious for my mom. So I'll tell you what I did when we come back.
Hi, I'm LB Daniels, and when you want great local seafood, you go to Fresh Catch Seafood in Wanchese. How do I know it's great? My daddy is one of the fishermen that brings it to the docks. At Fresh Catch Seafood, you will get local seafood right from their fish house. They are a family-owned business that knows the name of every fisherman that comes to their docks. Visit their social media pages to see the latest catches. My daddy would love to put his tuna on your dinner plate, so get it now from Fresh Catch Seafood in Wanchese.
Marty, you're lucky that you didn't walk. You said you talk in your sleep
and walk
in your sleep. I don't know how well of a combination that is to be out there in the water.
70 miles out in the ocean.
Holy smokes.
But there was a good railing on the boat, but they needed to keep an eye on me, I was the youngest one on the boat of the 6. But anyway, that night I had a dream, and for some reason I needed to talk to my mom. And so I got up, Mom, and I got up. And in my dream, I thought the toilet was a payphone. It was exactly the size of a payphone. And so I got up and I was standing there over the commode trying to find where to put. I didn't have any money, but I thought I had money. And so I was both sleepwalking and sleep talking. And Captain Jake looked over at me and said, "What are you doing?" I said, I was still asleep. I'm calling my mom. I'm in the payphone. And Jake, he was 6'5".
Oh, Lord.
And he was an old Navy guy. And he said, "Somebody give him a dime." So he called his mom because I woke up everybody on the boat. But anyway, there was no payphone and there was no way to call my mom. And I finally woke up, and as the rookie on the boat, I caught for the remainder of the trip. But the happy ending to the story is that in an emergency in those days, you would know, your dad would know, you had ship to shore radios. And there is a way you could call a marine operator if it was an emergency. But we fished for 3 days, and all these veteran fishermen were on there. The captain, the first mate, me as the rookie, and 3 hitmen, basically. And I was top hook. I caught more fish than anybody. And I was in the middle reel on the right hand, on the starboard side. And I outfished all the pros. So they quit making fun of me after that. And I stayed on that boat for three years, all the way through high school. That's how I made my living.